أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ramadan with the Holy Quran 30 Lessons in 30 Days podcast. In this podcast, we shall talk about 30 lessons, a comprehensive guide throughout the holy month of Ramadan to give you a gist of the great religion of Islam and its teachings produced from the words of the Holy Quran and exegesis, as well as points from traditions and narrations from the divine purified household. This is your host Suhail Saleh. This is the 7th episode of Ramadan with the Holy Quran 30 Lessons in 30 Days podcast. Episode 7, Lesson 7, Enjoining the Good and Forbidding the Evil. Importance of enjoining the good and forbidding evil, and they may spring from you, a nation who invites to goodness and enjoy the right conduct and forbid indecency. Such are they who are successful. Surah Al-Imran, verse number 104. Enjoining right conduct means advice to good and forbid indecency and to arrest or detain the doing of evil. The complement of these two orders is not limited to a specific age group, and thus Luqman, peace be upon him, says to his son, O my dear son, establish worship and enjoin kindness and forbid iniquity. Surah Luqman, verse 17. Enjoining good is a sign of love for the faith, love for the people, a desire for well-being of the society, a sign of freedom of expression, religious zeal, a friendly association with others, a sign of an awakened natural instinct, general control and presence in the society. Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil is the reason for encouragement of those who do good, making aware those who are ignorant, being aware for the prevention of offenses and the formation of form of societal control. The Holy Quran states, You are the best of nation ever brought forth to men, bidding to honor and forbidding dishonor. Surah Al-Imran, verse number 110. Imam Ali alayhi salam, peace be upon him, states that enjoining good and forbidding evil is in the interest of the public. Likewise, in another narration, we read, Anyone who does not stand against the evil is like someone who lays uninjured on the road until Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. Prophets like David and Jesus, peace be upon them, would curse upon those who do not stand against evil. Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 78. Cursed were the unbelievers of the children of Israel by the tongue of David and Jesus, Mary's son. The revolution of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, was for enjoining good and forbidding the evil. I want to enjoin good and forbid evil. Silence and indifference in the face of sin is reason for normalization of sin. Those who sin find courage, we become this heavy-hearted. Satan find contentment, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be displeased with us. The Holy Quran states that if you find yourself in the company of those who insult the Holy Quran, leave the company till the conversation changes. If one invites another to do good, a partnership in the reward is forged. But if the face of corruption, deviation, and sin sits silent, step by step the corruption grows, and corrupt and seditious individuals will end up governing society, meaning they will govern me. Then when it comes to me, I start crying. One must at the onset of sin not only show displeasure with tongue and forbidding the evil, but also utilize all available legal avenues and abilities to end the continuation of evil. Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil are two divinely ordained laws, and the imagination that the sin that others do have nothing to do with me, and we should not take away the freedom of others. I'm shy, I'm scared. One change won't make any difference anyway. Jesus has his religion, Moses has his. We won't be buried in the same grave. There are others. Why should I be the one forbidding evil? By forbidding evil, friends and customers will walk away. I won't make money in my business, and other examples like this. Reasons, blah, 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 blah. These are not good. Today you become disassociated with these kind of problems. They will come catching up to you one day. If not you, then your generation for sure. Manners and conditions. Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil must be done with knowledge, a soft heart, with wisdom, and even with a level of secrecy. Sometimes it is ourselves that must do the talking, but where we won't make any impression, the duty does not lapse. But rather, we must seek the assistance of others so that they may speak up, even if we can just for a small period of time forbid corruption. We must forbid it, and if repetition can lead to a result, we must repeat. Enjoining the good and forbidding the evil can be conducted in two ways. 1. Through general responsibility of everyone where all participate to the extent of their own abilities. 2. a responsibility of a group of organizations that are held responsible for and of the following up of such matters and are able to act upon such issues with power, such as the example of a driver that drives in the wrong direction. Both the drivers of other vehicle object to the offending driver with the car horns and beam lights, and also police can issue punishment, red card in line, with offences such as infringement notices, impound the vehicle or withdraw the driver's license of the offender, or like back home, there are points written for you in your driving license. I don't know if you'll survive another 6 months with this kind of behavior. Enjoining the good is a sign of the best nation. You are the best nation ever brought forth to men, binding to honor and forbidding dishonor and believing in God. Surah Al-Imran verse 110. This ayah points to the general requirement to enjoin good and forbid evil with conditions and point to consider, including 1. Being the best nation is not a slogan. Enjoining good and forbidding evil with faith and belief. You are the best nation. Bidding. 2. A nation of silent and fearful people is not the best of nations. You are the best nation. Bidding, forbidding. 3. Enjoining good and forbidding evil is such importance. It is a measure of distinction of the nation. You are the best of nation. 4. Enjoining good and forbidding evil is achieved once Muslims act as one nation, a sovereign nation. You are the best nation. 5. Muslims are responsible for reformation of all other communities brought forth to men. 6. Advised to do good without the struggle to end evil comes to little fruition, bidding to honor and forbidding dishonor. 7. Every member of the nation must contribute to enjoining good and forbidding evil. A 9-year-old girl has the entitlement of over the president of the nation. You see, a 9-year-old member, a member of the nation, must contribute good. 8. On the issue of enjoining good, age, location, race, literacy, economic, and social status has no relevance. You are best of nation. Bidding, forbidding. These are the primary objectives, for the best of nations. So if your nation is bidding and forbidding, you know you're the best of nations. You're following the Sunnah and the verse of the Holy Quran over here. 9. Muslims must be positioned to enjoin good and forbid evil with authority, not with weakness and entreaty. Bidding. 10. Enjoining good precedes forbidding evil. Bidding, forbidding. 11. Enjoining good and forbidding evil can be effective when its foundation is rooted in faith. Bidding, forbidding, believing. Effects and blessings. A hint at the effects and blessings of enjoining good and forbidding evil, even in the instance where it has no effect on others, is indicated below. 1. Sometimes the effect is not apparent immediately, but in the history we see the nature and judgment of others have an effect, such as the martyrdom of Imam Hussein a.s. against in his mission to enjoin good and forbid evil, which has awakened the conscience of mankind throughout history. One Hussein, one event, and the whole history today remembers him. So it did not affect that time. It is affecting till now, from that time till now. 2. Sometimes the bidding and forbidding is to protect the space for others. The call to prayer, the adhan, is recommended even if there is no one to hear it. Stopping at a red light traffic is an obligation even if there is no other cars. So the prevention of the law and space and the respect of the law is an obligation. Number 3. Sometimes the sinner may not stop committing their sin, but successive reminders will leave a bitter taste in their mouth and at least would not be committing the sin with ease of mind. And one day their conscience will awaken and be affected. Don't do. Then one day he comes out and say, oh, there is no one to say don't do, but he remembers it. A voice from internal obligation reminds him, don't do, even though there is no one to say. 4. For the protection of freedom, it is necessary to enjoin good and forbid evil, for otherwise the society will be turned into an environmental of palpitation, fear, and silence. 5. Enjoining good and forbidding evil is for mankind a praiseworthy task, even if others do not listen. The Holy Quran states, and who is better in speech than he who invites to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Surah Fussilat, verse number 33. 6. If we are not able to affect the actions of others, at least for our own sake, it is one of the form of nearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inculcation. Practicing bravery, facing pain and engagement. 7. Enjoining good will provide salvation from the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 8. Enjoining and forbidding gives some form of contentment to consciousness. One would say to themselves that I have fulfilled my duty. This contentment is valuable even if others do not listen. Bemanchi. Enjoining good and forbidding evil is the way. Enjoining good and forbidding evil is the way of the prophets even if others did not listen. The Holy Quran states multiple times that people did not heed the warnings and right path of the prophets and turned their backs against them. They fulfilled their religious duties and were martyred in the path of enjoining good and forbidding evil so that the truth is not lost. And here we come to the end of episode 7, lesson 7. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.